Hello and welcome to the ARC Beacon, a regular video advocacy report for California's disability community. I'm Jordan Lindsey, Executive Director of the ARC of California, and I'll be bringing you these timely updates on the policies, legislation, and decisions that impact children and adults with developmental disabilities, their families, and the workforce that supports them. Through these updates, we'll shine a light on what's happening at both the state and federal levels, share opportunities for you to get involved, and of course, we'll always work together to protect the essential supports and services that so many Californians rely on. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's causing a lot of anxiety and uncertainty out in our community, which is these new work requirements to keep your Medi-Cal and CalFresh benefits. And do you now have to comply with these new work requirements to keep those benefits? So we hope to provide some clarity today for that. So the issue is that under HR 1, or also called the One Big Beautiful Bill, signed by President Trump in July, some people who get CalFresh food benefits must meet these new work rules called community engagement requirements. The law also adds similar rules for people who receive Medi-Cal health care coverage. These new rules for CalFresh food assistance are expected to start on June 1, 2026, and the new rules for Medi-Cal are planned to begin on January 1, 2027. So what are these new rules, these community engagement requirements? It means that some people who get CalFresh or Medi-Cal must show they are working a set number of hours each month to keep their benefits. If they are not working, they can meet the rule in other ways. For example, they can volunteer, do community service, take part in education or job program, or combine work with these activities to meet the required number of hours. So what is the impact on people with disabilities? Do you now have to comply with these new work requirements to get CalFresh and Medi-Cal? Maybe, maybe not. So some people with disabilities do not have to follow the new community engagement rules. And the rules are different for CalFresh and Medi-Cal. So let's dig in. First, Medi-Cal. Under the Medi-Cal program, some people with disabilities do not have to follow the new community engagement rules. For example, a person who gets SSI. If you get Medi-Cal because you qualify for SSI or disabled adult child benefits or widow benefits, you are excluded from the work rules. You do not have to comply. Also, people who receive Medi-Cal through the Aged, Blind, and Disabled Medically Needy program are also excluded. People who receive both Medicare and Medi-Cal, known as dually eligible, are also excluded and don't have to comply with work requirement rules. And veterans with a disability rating of total disability do not have to meet the rules. These are just some of the examples of people with disabilities that are excluded from the new work rules to keep your Medi-Cal benefit. So in California, the government and advocates were trying to build a system to automatically exclude you from these new rules, where you automatically keep your Medi-Cal benefits without having to show that you are excluded, meaning that you don't even need to apply to be excluded from these new work requirements rule. We're working on that, so hopefully that'll be in place by the time these rules are effective. Other ways people with disabilities may be excluded from the new Medi-Cal work rules are if you tell the state that you are medically frail or have special medical needs. Being medically frail or having special medical needs means either, one, you are blind or disabled under the Social Security rules. That means people who get SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, IHSS, in-home supported service, or regional center services, or other disability-related benefits should be, we hope, we're working with the state, to be recognized by the state as having a disability, and therefore should not have to be under the new work requirement rules to keep your Medi-Cal. And we will keep you updated if California implements a system where you are automatically excluded because you are in one of those programs, SSDI, IHSS, Regional Center Services. Also, being medically frail or having special medical needs Includes people with a disabling mental disorder, people with a physical, intellectual, or developmental disability that makes daily activities hard to do, and people with a serious or complex medical condition. If the state does not identify you automatically as being exempt from the work requirement rules, then you may need to apply for the exemption to keep your Medi-Cal benefits, but we are working with the state to hopefully make this automatic. Important to note also that family members who take care of a person with a disability as a caregiver can also be excluded from these work rules if the family member is on Medi-Cal. However, you may need to apply for that exclusion. That likely won't be automatic. Now, CalFresh. Under the CalFresh program, there are 2 ways that a person with a disability can be excluded from work requirements. 1, if they are applying for or are already receiving Social Security benefits, SSI, or any other type of disability benefit, for example, veterans benefits or state disability benefits, even workers' compensation benefits. 2, keep CalFresh benefit without the work requirement. If a person with a disability is not receiving any type of disability benefit, they're not receiving those benefits, they can still be excluded from the work requirements if they are, quote, mentally or physically unfit for work, meaning the individual cannot regularly do 20 hours of work per week. So what does that mean exactly? We are working with the state to make sure it is clear that while a person with a disability may be unfit to do regularly 20 hours of work per week, that it doesn't prohibit a person with a disability from working more than 20 hours per week if they can do so. And so we don't want this to be a disincentive for people with disabilities to work in order to keep their CalFresh benefits. We will keep you updated as this continues, this conversation. Similarly to Medi-Cal, also important to note, family caregivers can apply for an exemption to keep your CalFresh benefits. We hope this provided a little bit of clarity on an uncertain issue about new work requirements for Medi-Cal and CalFresh. Overall, many people with disabilities will be excluded from those work requirements, and we will keep you updated as we get more information. Thank you for watching. Until next time, be well.